When developer Hangar 13 first announced that Mafia the Old Country would move toward a more linear style of storytelling, fans, and me as well, were skeptical. Many assumed the open world formula had been abandoned in favor of something stripped down. In truth, the game lands somewhere in between. A hybrid of an open world environment and focused missions. You can roam the countryside, ride into town and take in the sights, but there's little reason to explore beyond collecting items and appreciating the scenery. It's beautiful, but it's not bustling with activity. The game opens with our protagonist Enzo working long days in the mines under dangerous conditions. When he is sent with a friend to search for missing workers, disaster strikes, a cave-in, a gas leak, chaos everywhere. Enzo escapes luckily, and fate leads him to the Teshis family and a vineyard in the Sicilian countryside. From here, the story follows his second chance at life, set against a backdrop of loyalty, crime, and survival. The first hours, I gotta be honest, feels like a slow burn. In fact, it's one of the longest tutorial stretches I've ever played. Every mechanic introduced through small, simple missions. It's not a bad start, but the pace is glacial until the game finally opens up. When it does, we get the familiar Mafia rhythm. Shootouts, stealth infiltrations, and even an occasional race mission. The gunplay is the standout, responsive controls, solid cover mechanics, and a satisfying variety of weapons. The AI won't win any awards for intelligence, but the combat remains fun thanks to its snappy feel and cinematic flair. Stealth missions break up the action. You'll watch guard patterns, wait for the right moment, and take down enemies silently. These sections are slower, but they're well designed, and the game ramps up the pace during stylish film-like set pieces. Even if nothing here reinvents the wheel, it's consistently engaging once it gets going. The world itself feels like a more condensed version of Red Dead Redemption 2 landscapes, rolling fields, quiet villages, and sunlit streets. Mission design is more in line with Uncharted. Straightforward, scripted paths through detailed environments. While the variety in locations could be better, the art direction makes up for it. The level of detail is actually stunning. From fruit stalls in busy streets to workers tending the fields, and the lighting and textures bring it all to life. What surprised me the most was actually the cast. The voice acting is strong across the board, and as the story unfolds you begin to genuinely care about these people. You see their struggles, their loyalties and their flaws, and that connection makes the ending hit a lot harder. Without spoiling anything, of course. It's a conclusion that lingers because you've grown attached. And the pacing of the game isn't perfect. Travel sequences drag things down, and because the open world is more of a backdrop than a playground, downtime between missions can feel like filler. The mission formula can also become predictable. Many big confrontations end in knife fights, which don't succeed as good as you would hope to, at least not for me. And while they're intense the first few times, they lose their impact after repetition. The story itself, while completely told, sometimes feels too safe, to be honest. Rarely straying from familiar crime drama territory. Still, the atmosphere is rich though. The combination of Italian landscapes, authentic sounding dialogue, and a fitting soundtrack keeps you immersed. Even with its flaws, the game delivers moments where you're truly drawn in. Whether it's a tense gunfight in a vineyard, a quiet ride through golden fields, or a heated conversation about loyalty and survival, it just feels real, you're really immersed, and you really care about these characters, which all comes together perfectly. So Mafia the Old Country doesn't revolutionize the series, not at all, but it does succeed in creating a world worth spending time in. It's a well-crafted action game that blends cinematic storytelling with bursts of exciting gameplay. For me, the biggest reason to play wasn't just the combat or the scenery, it was actually the characters. By the time the credits rolled, I wasn't just watching their story, I felt like I'd been a part of it. And that, more than anything, made it worth the journey and every hour spent in it. So I hope I helped you guys out with this video. If you've joined my live streams, which I played the whole game during my live streams, thanks for that if you joined them. Make sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for everything, and I'll see you on the next game. Bye.